Hello and great evening to you. As an African parent myself, I've come to realize and understand that the way I'm training and raising my son isn't exactly how my parents raised me. Times are changing, or should I say times have changed, and so must we as parents. I am Joyce Daniels, and I am pleased to introduce our next workshop that will help you develop the right balance between giving your children freedom to grow and helping them make the right choices. You will agree with me that both ingredients are needed in training well-rounded children. Let's turn our attention to Chioma Momah as she speaks on the topic From Larvae to Butterfly.
Chioma Momah is a lawyer, writer, and inspirational parenting blogger. This mother of four is the author of the children's books First Day at the Big School and Fun Day at the Museum, as well as the Goals, Gratitude, and Growth Journal. Chioma is also the founder of Let's Encourage a Reading Nation, Learn, which is aimed at improving literacy amongst children. She holds an LLB from the prestigious Obatemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, as well as an MBA from Anglo Ruskin University and an MPA from the University of Exeter, both in the UK. She is a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. Chioma also enjoys speaking on parenting, gender issues, and literacy.
Hello everyone. My name is Chioma Momah, and it's such a pleasure to be speaking at the Akada Book Festival on the topic From Larva to Butterfly. Like some of you may know, I'm a children's book author, lawyer, and a blogger. And I love to write on issues that have to do with children, parenting, and family life in general. So this is a topic I absolutely love, From Larva to Butterfly. We all know that butterflies start out as little larvae. Then they go through this amazing process called metamorphosis, where they change into beautiful butterflies. It's a total transformation. They go through histogenesis, they have all sorts of enzymes that go through them, and they are completely, totally, and amazingly different at the end. They go from things that are a bit ugly, helpless, not too attractive, to totally beautiful creatures that beautify our gardens and our environment. In many ways, human beings also go from larva to butterfly. They go through the process. They start out as little helpless infants, crying, not being able to communicate through words, not being able to walk or talk. And they are totally dependent on the adults in their lives as they go through life and end up as hopefully wholesome, well-rounded, and responsible adults. What can we as parents, caregivers, teachers do for these children in our lives to ensure that they end up being responsible citizens of this beautiful planet, being able to find their way through, being able to express themselves in the right way? What are those things we can do to help our children blossom and go from larva to butterfly? Here are a few tips which I hope will help. First of all, I think it's important to let your child make the effort. Many times we are afraid to allow our children do anything. Security issues abound. The world is not as safe as it used to be, unfortunately. But still, we have to allow them make the effort. Many times in this world of being a helicopter parent, we are overly protective, with good reason too, but we do really need to let go sometimes. Allow our children to do stuff for themselves, allow them to do some chores, allow them to make their beds, just do the basic things, soft skills. I'm not saying you should start, allow your 3-year-old to go and pound yam, but just the little things, little chores in the kitchen, little tasks, and even things like doing their homework. Some parents will want to do homework for their children because they feel it's easy and they just don't want them to go through the trouble. But the truth is that you have to make the effort. When they make those mistakes, when they don't wash the plate properly, The next day they will learn and they will do it the right way. We need to let our children make the efforts. Let's remember that for butterflies, when they start out as as larvae in the cocoon, if they don't go through the process and push out, they will not end up being well-formed butterflies. Indeed, there's a popular story of a man who saw a larva, a caterpillar, trying to break through the cocoon and trying to struggle to get through that stage and become a butterfly. And he decided to help the young butterfly out. And he opened the cocoon. And what happened was that out came a butterfly that was not well formed. Its wings were weak and disfigured. It wasn't very good, well formed, and it ended up dying prematurely. It wasn't ready because it had not gone through the efforts, it had not gone through the process. In the same way, when you plant a seed in the ground, it has to push through the soil to become a plant. If it doesn't push through and you just leave it without anything to contend with, it will end up being a very weak plant. So please allow your children in the classroom, in the home, to go through the process, to make the effort to do the little things, whether it is those small chores in the house or in school, allowing them to clear, maybe pack their toys when they're done playing or keep things together. All those things will help them as they grow from larva to butterfly. Another useful tip is to giving them options. You need to give your children options. Give them choices. What kind of choices, you may ask? It could be small things, like the option of whether to eat pizza or burgers. You might be able to get both of them, but when you give them the option, they're able to start that analytical process of thinking, what do I prefer? Which is the better option? Which is a healthier option? Give them that time to process those things. It could be something as little as, do you want to wear a blue dress or a green dress? Let them choose. Now, I'm not saying you should allow them choose everything, no. Or make some very high decisions like, what school am I going to attend? No, little things. In those little things, they learn to, exercise their mind. And that way, when they're ready to make the big decisions at the workplace, in university, wherever it is, they're able to exercise their brain and think. That part of their brain has been exercised, so to speak, and they're able to think and analyze properly. When it's crunch time, they won't be thinking, mommy has to do it for me or daddy has to do it for me, or let me ask Mrs. Perry, my teacher. They will be able to sit down and think for themselves. So start out with small things. It could be like a bedtime story. You could say, what bedtime story do you want today? Do you want fun day at the big school, or do you want something else? What do you want to read? What do you want to be read to you? Little things. Let them make their choices. They will feel important. And when you ask their opinion, they will feel like they have something to offer. So it's really a good way of helping them develop and express themselves. Another thing you need to do for these children is to give them an enabling environment. What do I mean by an enabling environment? Children need warmth to grow. They need sunshine, they need love. Just like animals and just like plants. If you plant something in the garden and it's not well tended, it's not well nurtured, it doesn't have sunlight, it doesn't have good soil that's well fertilized, it's no water, most likely that plant will not do well. It may not even germinate as a seed. It might end up just dying at the seed stage. And even if it germinates and becomes a small seedling, it might end up dying or becoming a very weak plant because it has the wrong environment. In the same way, we want our children to be strong and to be powerful. And we need to do that by giving them a good environment where they're able to feel secure. It's important because children are very impressionable. If they have environments that are toxic, trust me, it's going to affect them. So whatever is happening to you in the workplace, don't bring it home. Don't bring your anger, don't bring unkind words, don't bring violence or anything that will make your child not thrive to the home. The home should be a place of warmth and love and happiness. In the same way, the classroom should also be a place where your child is happy. So as a teacher, you're not to use abusive words on a child, make them feel less than themselves. Say things like, what do you even know? Can you get everything right? Or can you get anything right? Use words that will encourage and motivate them to know that they are more than they even think they. In fact, let them know that they are amazing because they truly are amazing. And the more you tell them that, the more they be the more they believe it. So please give your children an enabling environment in the school, in the home, so that they feel loved and they feel appreciated. Another important thing to do, which is connected to the enabling environment, is encouraging them. The kind of words. Encourage them, affirm them. Tell them they can do it. When they do things wrong, you can criticize them, but in love. In fact, try not to criticize them. Criticize the action, actually. Don't criticize them. If they get something wrong, criticize what they've done and not the child themselves. Don't let them feel less in any way or diminished in any way. Rather, encourage them. Cheer them on. Affirm them. Be their cheerleader. Every child wants words of encouragement. When you criticize your child overly or tell them things that put them down, they believe you. If you tell someone that's older, oh, you're stupid, they can challenge you. When you tell a child, the average child might be like, maybe I am stupid after all. And that is absolutely not true. So please be mindful of the kinds of words you use on children around you, whether it's your relative, whether it's your child, whether it's a child in your class. Because remember, even for teachers, once the child is in the classroom, you're acting in locus parentis. That is, you're like a parent to that child. So you should use words that will make that child feel happy, feel actualized, feel excited. Please encourage children. When they do something right, tell them they've done it right. Don't ignore them and say, what's the big deal? Anyone can do it. No. The more you encourage them, the more they will do the right things. So please encourage those children in your lives today, and you will see them bloom. You will see them grow. It's just like a garden. As you prune the leaves of a garden with loving attention, the garden, the flowers will begin to do better. But when you just snip them off without paying attention to them, then they might end up withering and dying. So pruning with intention is just like encouraging the children, telling them the right words that they need to hear. Another important thing that you need to do for these children is to equip them. You might be asking, equip them how? Equip them with the right skills that they need to survive. I spoke earlier about allowing them to do chores. Yes, that's a good way to equip your child. Let them be able to help themselves and have some form of independence, because mommy and daddy will not always be there. They can start from little things, little tasks in the kitchen, little chores in the house. Make sure they are age appropriate. Look at charts online and see what chores your child can do for their age. It's important that you equip these children and give them the soft skills that they need. Education is good, academics are good, but the soft skills are those skills that will set them apart at the end of the day. Also, equip them with all sorts of other skills, like financial skills. Start giving them pocket money and show them basic skills of how to save money, the importance of money. Send them on little errands. Yes, I know the world is not as safe as it used to be, but there's some things that you can do. For instance, if you're going to the pastry store, you can just park in front of the pastry store, stay close by, let them go to the counter from a safe distance and watch them. Make sure your eyes are on them all the time. Let's watch them and see how they will go and buy the meat pie or whatever they are buying and take the change correctly. How they will talk to the person they are buying from, whether they will greet the person. From a safe distance, you're watching their interaction with human beings. They are learning soft skills. They're learning how to demand for their correct change. They're learning how to talk to people, how to talk to adults and address them properly. There's so many things you can do to equip your children so they know what to do, how to deal with different human beings that they come across, so that they won't just be thrown into the world when they're 16 or 17 without any of these skills, and they will be helpless and they will be people who will be trampled all over because people will see them as people who are not smart in any way. Once in a while, allow them even enter public transport. It could be an adventure. You could do it with them. Something else that is really, really important for the adult in a child's life is you need to be observant. Observe these children. What are those things they are really good at? What are those things that make them stand out? Is your child always drawing? Is your child always tearing paper up and creating things in the house? You may have a seamstress or a designer in your home. Is your child always meddling with all the electronics and trying to put them back together again? You might have an engineer. Look at those things that that child does and begin to encourage them to do more. How can you encourage them? By giving them things they can do, like enrolling them in camps or extra lessons in that particular thing they excel in. Trust me, when the Williams sisters started out playing tennis and their father saw that they had a skill, he didn't just leave them. He continued to build them up take them for tennis practice, enroll them in academies, and that's why they're the champions they are today. If not, they would just be regular good tennis players. So it might take some effort, but it's well worth it. So when you see your child has a gift, basketball, art, whatever it is you that will observe it first in that child. Remember, they are children. You are the one that will see that gift, and you're the one that will cultivate it. Just like a gardener. A gardener will see the plants and see how good that plant is and begin to cultivate that plant. It's the same way in nature with everything you're dealing with. Butterflies, hens, whatever. You are the gardener, so to speak. You are the one that is in charge. So you see what gifts they have. They have been placed in your hands by God. So you're the one that identifies those gifts through your observation and encourages them by giving them the necessary tools in terms of training, encouragement, or whatever it is, enabling environment to help them do well. So these are very, very important. And the last thing I would say really is that you need to give them opportunities. I've spoken about trainings and camps, but there are also things you can do like maybe internships, maybe taking them to work with you. That way they're also learning about the workplace. That way they're also learning what they like and what they do not like. It is very important to expose these children to all these opportunities early in life. When they are on long vacation, allow them to maybe go to your friend's office or the shop in your estate and volunteer. Allow them to volunteer in NGOs or all sorts of things. That way they're learning about empathy and how to look out for other people. It's up to us to give these children the skills that they need and to help them blossom and grow. It's up to us to give them an enabling environment and to love them and to nurture them properly. It's up to us to make sure that these children who are placed in our care end up going from larvae to beautiful and colorful and very bright butterflies. Thank you for listening. Very true. You need to be careful. I'm not saying you should allow your child to make every choice. No, that's why you're an adult in their life. I'll give you a short story to illustrate. When I was trying to get admission into university, I really wasn't sure what career path I needed. I didn't have enough tools, I hadn't been equipped, and I was just a bit confused. And I started to think of courses that just sounded nice. International relations, insurance, personnel. I was just calling names. But my mother had recognized that I was someone who liked to talk, I was someone who liked to write. And she said, look, law is what you're best suited for. And based on her counsel, I studied law and no regrets whatsoever. So I'm not saying you should throw your child and allow them make all sorts of choices. No, you're there to guide them. They are children after all. So if your child says, okay, I want to wear my pants and go to school, and wear no clothes, of course you won't allow a child make that kind of choice. So it has to be reasonable choices within just simple, very simple things. It could be a thing like, okay, what do you want to take to school? A sandwich or maybe biscuits. Things that you're comfortable with. Not very important or massive. Then as they get older, remember, you've given them the tools that they need to make good choices because you started early. So when they get older, you can begin to allow them to make more important choices. But even at that point, you're still there to guide them. For instance, if your child is saying, oh, I want to be a lawyer, and you don't really think that child is suited to law, you can allow them maybe to go and intern in a law firm so they can really see they really want to be a lawyer. Or if your child says, oh, I want to be a photographer, and you're not sure that's a good choice for them, allow them to go and intern in a photography place so they can really learn the rudiments and see that's what they really want to do. They are still to be guided by us at the end of the day. All we're trying to do is just give them options and help develop them better. That's all. I didn't say you should not criticize their behavior. Yes, don't criticize them because they might take it personal. If they've done something wrong, correct them, but correct the action. I'll give you a good example. Your child has left their room untidy. Oh, you're a dirty boy. Oh, you're so untidy. Oh, no. Your room is untidy. You need to tidy your room so it looks more presentable, so that when your friends come, you can even show up your house and they'll be happy. And so you feel better about yourself. More important, it's not even about your friends. But don't you feel better when your room is tidy? How do you feel when your room is tidy? How do you feel when mommy comes and starts complaining about your room? So don't criticize the child, criticize the act. Okay? Try to criticize the act. And sometimes you even need to even ignore. Because the more you're critical of certain things, at times it doesn't have as much effect as when you are complimenting the right thing. So when they do make an effort to tidy their room, praise them. Tell them you've done a good job. That positive reaction will make them want to clean their room more. But if you keep on criticizing them, after a while they just get tired. Oh, the next thing she's going to do is just shout at me and say I'm untidy and say I'm just a mess. And the child will just, they'll have no effect. So please, you need to be very careful about how you criticize. Don't criticize the child, criticize the action, okay? And just be really careful about that. If you've observed them and you've seen they have a particular talent, then there are all sorts of camps you can sign up for. Go online, there are all sorts of amazing things that are happening on Zoom and through social media where you can actually train your child, teach them emotional intelligence. If you see that a child that has issues, they're struggling with their emotions. If you see they're very good with art, there's all sorts of art classes you can do online. If you see that they're very good at public speaking, you can enroll them in a public speaking class online. There are all sorts of things. If you see they're good with sewing or knitting or whatever it is, or art and crafts, or maybe robotics, there are all sorts of things you can find online. Just take the effort, just go through. Thank God for the internet, because you can just use your search engine, use Google and just search, and you'll find all sorts of resources for these children that you can actually be with them at home, and they can get more skills in that area. But the first thing, like I said, starts with you observing and seeing what they're good at. Listen to your child, watch them. When you watch them, they are also encouraged as well. Like what they love or what they like is important to you. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Chioma, for that insightful session. I believe that this information will help you create the right environment for your child's growth as well as their independence. For those who are just joining for the first time today, welcome. Where have you been all day? Take a look at your screen. Across the bottom are some tabs. The first one on the left is the main auditorium tab. Click on this tab whenever you want to join any of the sessions today. All the sessions today are open and free to attend. Next to that is the schedule tab, where you see the program lineup for the festival. The book tab takes you to the fabulous book exhibition, where you can browse through books and other products or services from a myriad of book publishers, booksellers, and other retailers. Buy books right away for download or delivery. Next, you have the art tab, and that takes you to the art exhibition to see some works by talented young Nigerian artists. You can give your feedback and get a certificate of attendance by clicking on the Certificate tab, and tell us exactly how you would like your name to appear on your certificate. So there's lots to see, hear, read, learn, and do at this year's Akada Children's Book Festival online. Remember, you should build up your library by buying books from the different booksellers in the virtual exhibition hall. And if any of the paintings at the art exhibition catches your fancy, drop a note to the artist letting them know how much you like their work. It will be very encouraging for them to know their work is appreciated. Congratulations to the winner of the Children's Illustration Competition based on this year's festival theme, Light Up the World, Share a Story. The winner of the Akada Children's Book Festival Illustration Competition was announced earlier today. Did your children enter the competition? Perhaps they made it to the top 5. Congratulations to all the participants and to the winners of the gift vouchers from the School Kids store. Check out at Akada Festival on Instagram to find out who made it to the top 5 and who the overall winner is. Please send us a message using the chat box right now, Browse through the various tabs on your screen, fill the feedback form for each session you participate in, and if you would like us to email a certificate of attendance to you, remember to let us know exactly how you would like your name to appear on the certificate. Simply click the certificate tab to get started on this. The last workshop for today is all about raising children who are socially and situationally aware. Tell all the parents you know to join us where we shall be discussing developing emotional intelligence in children. After the workshop, we will be closing this year's Children's Festival with a rather special book chat with a rather special teacher. If you're curious, stay with me and you'll find out who I'm talking about. For those who are just joining us for the first time today, welcome! We are glad that we have you here with us at our online book festival. Don't worry if you missed any of the earlier sessions. We will be making all of today's content available to you on our YouTube channel at Akada Festival. Please take a few moments to familiarize yourself with the setup on your screen. Do you see those cute little navigation tools at the bottom of your screen? The first one on the left is the main auditorium tab. Click on this tab whenever you want to join any of the sessions today. All the sessions today are open and free to attend. Next to that is the schedule tab, where you see the program lineup for the festival. The book tab takes you to the fabulous book exhibition, where you can browse through books and other products or services from a myriad of book publishers, booksellers, and other retailers. The 2020 Akada Children's Book Festival, themed Light of the World, Share a Story, could not have been put together without the support of our partners. We would like to say a big thank you to Flutterwave, NLNG, Upbeat, Children's International School, Living Fountain Seeds of Hope School, Wazobia FM, Cloud Studio, Cray Beats, Corporate Dance World, and others. We also give a shout out to the Association of Children's Authors and Illustrators of Nigeria, which is a recently formed organization focused on the growth of this vital industry. You can find out more about Akane by sending an email to hello@akane.org.
Everyone, my name is Chioma Momah, aka Chigol, and welcome to Gigglebox on the Akada Children's Book Festival. Yes, we're going to be giggling, so let's get started. What is a snake's favorite subject? A snake's favorite subject. Can you guess? I'll tell you. History. Snakes like history. What did the tree say to the wind? Leave me alone. Leave me alone.